So today we are going to start the new chapter, that is the general methods of preparation of alkyl halide in haloalkanes. In haloalkanes or haloarenes, first thing is their general methods of preparation. Every year, one question in IIT, JEE, main and advanced is asked from the methods of preparation. So the first method is by direct halogenation of alkanes. So when alkanes are reacted with halogens, alkane is RH, halogen is X2. So when alkanes are directly reacted with halogens in presence of radiation or light, it may be sunlight or ultraviolet radiation. So Rx plus Hx is formed. So for this reaction, we can see simply the H is removed from here. This is converted to Hx and this Rx is formed. Again, we can see for this reaction, that is where X2 can be that is F2Cl2 Br2 I2. So if we see the mechanism for this reaction, here mechanism is very, very important. That is mechanism that is first step is the chain initiation step. Actually, this reaction takes place through a free radical intermediate, that is the free radical substitution. So first step is the chain initiation step. X plus H nu. So due to H nu, by the absorbing one photon, this will undergo homolytic cleavage and 2X dot, that is the halogen free radical will form. So this step is called chain initiation step. In chain initiation step, always free radicals will be present on the right hand side. Second step is the chain propagation step. That is RH plus X dot. So this will convert into R dot plus HX. So in the chain propagation step, free radicals will always be present on both sides. If both sides free radical are present in a step, it means it is a chain propagation step. Again, we can see this R dot plus other molecule of X2. This will convert into Rx plus X dot. So on both sides free radicals are present. So this is chain propagation step. This radical X dot, here R dot. Same thing is here also. This can be written in that way. That is X dot. So this is the chain propagation step. And in the third step will be what? Chain termination step. Chain termination step. In chain termination step, what will happen? Suppose if two X dot and X dot are colliding, then this X2 molecule will form with emission of this photon, or if R dot plus X dot is colliding, then it will convert into Rx. If R dot plus R dot is colliding, this will convert into RR. One more step will also be there, the possibility for this step, that is disproportionation step. Disproportionation step, that will take place through what? Head to tail collision. Head to tail collision of free radicals. Fr is free radical. So for example, if we are having, suppose this radical CH3 CH2 dot, when it is colliding to the rear side of another free radical CH2 dot, then what will happen? This will take hydrogen from here through homolytic bond cleavage, and this will give electron to this. So we will get CH3 plus CH2 double bond CH2. So this step is called disproportionation step because here the oxidation number of carbon is changing to both sides. That is, it is increasing and decreasing also. So disproportionation reactions are what? Where oxidation and reduction of same atom takes place simultaneously. That is called disproportionation step. So this is the overall mechanism for this reaction. Reaction is taking place through free radical intermediate. Now, if we talk about the reactivity of halogens, here this F2 is more reactive than Cl2, which is more reactive than Br2, and least reactive is I2. In fact, the reaction of with I2 is in equilibrium, and equilibrium always lie towards the backward direction. If we want to prepare any alkyl iodide here, then we have to use some oxidizing agent which can oxidize Hi form in the reaction, so that the reaction will move towards the forward direction. So this is the reactivity order of halogens, because for bond F2 bond energy is least due to the repulsion between lone pairs, smaller size of halogen. So this is the reactivity order. After that, we can see the reactivity of CH bond, because through the cleavage of CH bond we will get different type of free radicals. So more stable radical means more reactive will be that CH bond towards free radical substitution. So here we can see the reactivity order of CH bond is 3 degree CH is more reactive than 2 degree CH, then 1 degree CH, then CH3H. So this is the reactivity order because reaction is taking place through the free radicals. So if we see the stability of free radicals, stability of free radicals. For free radicals, stability order is 3 degree R dot is more stable than 2 degree R dot, which is more stable than 1 degree R dot, which is more stable than CS3 dot. Methyl radical is least stable among the alkyl radicals. So since in the reaction, the radical form in the reaction is basically what? Here this step is endothermic step basically. So more amount of energy required means less stable radical will form. Less amount of energy required means more stable radical will form. So this is the reactivity order of this different type of the hydrogen atom or CH bonds. So after this we can see some more thing. For example, question I am discussing this. This type of question in every year they are asking basically. That is, how many different isomeric alkyl chlorides will be obtained. How many different isomeric alkyl chlorides will be obtained by monochlorination of isopentane. By the monochlorination of isopentane, how many total number of isomeric alkyl halides will be obtained? So for this thing we can see this is the isopentane and this is Cl2. In HNO reaction is taking place. So here we can see this is one type carbon hydrogen atom. Here is one other type of the hydrogen atom. Here other type. Here is other type. So if we consider different type by the replacing different type of hydrogen, first product we will get this CH2Cl. Second we will get this Cl is coming here. Third one we will get this one. And the fourth one will be here. So now we can see here how many of these are having chiral centers. Now due to the appearance of this Cl here, this carbon become chiral center. This is not chiral center. This one is not chiral center. Here this is the chiral center. This is not having any chiral center. So this is existing as the chiral center. So 2 isomeric alkyl halides will be for this one. One will be for this one, 2 will be for this one, 1 will be for this one. Now we can see the total isomeric product is asking. So total isomers obtained by monochlorination will be equals to 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1. So this is 6 isomers, out of which the optically active isomers will be how many? These two due to the chiral center they will exist as enantiomers, a pair of enantiomers. These two will also be a pair of enantiomers. So total optically active isomers will be 2 plus 2 here. This will be total 4 isomers. And if he asks, suppose, okay, how many total structural isomers? Total structural isomers. Total structural isomers will be how many? That is, we have seen the 4. That is, all these are what? Structural isomers. This one is one structural, second, third, and fourth. So four will be the total structural isomers. One more thing he can ask, for separation of isomers. For separation of isomers, how many fractions, that is in fractional distillation, fractions will be required? So here we can see that is enantiomers. Enantiomers are having same boiling point. In fractional distillation, if the isomers are having different boiling point, they can be separated. So these two will have same boiling point. This will have different boiling point. This will also have different boiling point. This will also have different boiling point. So total 4 fraction will be obtained. These enantiomers will have what? Same boiling point. So here we can say the total fraction obtained, that is the total fraction. This is question we can see. So total fraction, solution, total fractions will be how many? Total fractions will be 4. That type of the question they can ask. So in different ways they can ask different type question by monohalogenation. Again we can see, for example, another question. Okay, this is another question. We are having this. On monobromination, Br2H nu, how many monobrominated structural isomers will form in this reaction? So for solution now we can see in this compound CH2H, this is 1H here, 1H here, 1H here, 1H here. So we are having the possible products we have to identify. This is one type carbon, this is one type, other type, other type, other type. So by the monobromination of this, we will get one isomer at the primary carbon CH2Br, other isomer at tertiary carbon, other isomer at secondary carbon, plus other isomer at another secondary carbon atom, plus other isomer at this carbon atom. So total 4 different isomers will be obtained. Total 5 isomers will be obtained. So here we can see that is the total structural isomers form will be equals to 5. So I think is it clear to everybody regarding this reaction? That is the monohalogenation of monohalogenation of alkanes to obtain haloalkane. So this reaction is very, very important reaction. And one more thing in this reaction that is already generally we used to discuss in the chemical reactions of alkanes, that is the principle of selectivity and reactivity. That is also known as Hammond's postulate. So Hammond's postulate is also very, very important part. So in the next lecture, I will consider Hammond's postulate. So now I am leaving.